Well, I hope you're doing well. Uh, Interesting study that we've been doing. This What If series has been fun for me because it's made me just think of how important certain aspects of the scripture are. And if you haven't been able to listen to those, it's a Sunday series that we've been doing now. I think we're on week 10 actually. But we've been studying what if there is no devil? There's lots of people that believe that that's just a conception that mankind came up with to deal with all the unhappy aspects or the hurtful elements of life, what happens in life. Um, Sad. It's interesting. I don't know that you can qualify it as being too intelligent, but yeah, it's interesting. But one of the things that really struck me as we were, just kind of going through verses in Isaiah 14, and I understand that's talking about the king of Babylon, but there's just aspects to those verses that relate to something more uh, supernatural than just a human being. Now, I'm not saying that human beings can't see themselves as being God, and we know about that. That's pretty much common in all of the Mideastern, uh, you know, empires. That's how it ended up, and even the Roman Empire, and just go down the line. And I think, truthfully, there are some people that rule on this earth today in various countries that think that they're pretty much God. At least they have the last say on everything. But let me just think for a moment that God was speaking through the actions and the attitude of a person to another being that was behind him, talking historically about an attitude. There, the five I wills, and then in Ezekiel 28, through the king of Tyre, of another angelic being. One was the morning star, and now you have this is the anointed cherub. And he walked in the stones of fire, and he was in the presence of God, and he was doing good until iniquity was found in him. And he, by the aspect of his trade, he perverted himself. In other words, he questioned God. Uh, he challenged him. He, as a creature, thought that perhaps he could do a better job. We just have to assume that. And what really is interesting, which just stands out to me, is the fact that here's a creator who created all things, and we're all finite beings. It doesn't matter how powerful we are, or how much we own, or seen or unseen, whether it's the highest order of angel or whether it's the highest ruler on earth. We still are finite beings. We're limited in our scope. There's things that we can and cannot do that only he can do. For one thing, he created us. And in Colossians 1 and verse 17 and on, everything that is, everything that came to be, every living thing came through him. So what does that say to us today? I think it's just amazing to me that we have a God that doesn't mind us asking questions, doesn't mind us challenging his direction. I love what it says there in Job 1 and verse 6 and on, or chapter 2 and verse 7 and on, where Satan actually challenges God's attitude, his action towards Job. Basically, he's your servant. He's responding to you. He's worshiping you because you've given him everything. God doesn't mind being challenged. God didn't mind that Satan challenged him. It certainly wasn't his perfect will, but God didn't create us just simply to be like a plant or an animal, to live in an environment and do exactly what we were created to do. God allowed us the ability to choose. Now, that's a threatening thing. And as any parent would agree, we wish at times that our children didn't have that choice or that ability, that we could make that choice for them. But what's the glory in that if everything is done based upon what someone else has programmed them to do? But it is glorious when a person chooses to worship, to be thankful, to respond in kindness and love to a God that created them, who is unseen and yet can be recognized spiritually in their heart. There's something incredible about that. Not only for us as human beings, because there's lots of people that are passionate, but can you be passionate with the love of Christ? That is a difference. Lots of people can be passionate about a cause today, or have information or understanding of something, and it can motivate their life. But can you be passionate when you're motivated by the love of Christ? Very different, because that love affects everyone. It wasn't just for those that would accept him. It was for everyone, even those that will reject him. There's a reason why he prayed before he died, forgive them on the cross. They don't even know what they're doing. That was his heart. That's our God. There's a reason why he washed the disciples' feet, and he challenged in the very last, loving them to the uttermost, it says there in John 13, even Judas, because that's our God. And you know what? That's our God when we don't understand. That's our God when we question why. That's our God when things didn't work out the way we thought they would. That's our God when we don't know what the future is going to hold, and it's kind of threatening. We wish it would have worked a little differently. That's our God when we get news that we didn't want to hear. That's our God when it seems like the world's turned upside down. That's our God. He doesn't mind that we question. Remember Habakkuk? Verses that we live by today. The just will live by faith. That came when he was questioning God as to why he was going to judge Judah and so severely and use a reprobate nation like Babylon to do so. That's our God. Just wait. Live by faith. Trust me. I have your best interest in mind. Remember, this time on this earth is just a drop in the sea of eternity. It's just how can I say it? It's just a dress rehearsal to get us ready for the big show. I don't know about you. I can't wait to get there. Got lots of people I want to check on, and say and give a big hug and a kiss to, people I haven't seen in many, many years. I look forward to being there with all those that I know and love, and many here in the church. That's our God. Till next time, friends, God bless you.